Right? All we needed was the motivation. Then we understood how to mold that clay. He made a promise when he held her baby. What was the promise?
That you can hold me too?
What? That it's completely fine for you to rip my eyes out, that it's completely fine for you to slam my head into the car,
the motive.
drive me over. It's totally fine because you took my baby.
Right, I got you.
So now I'm good.
So now I can rip you to shreds.
Yes,
right.
and not feel bad about it.
Right.
Be completely fine. And you know what? I can brag about it at the next PTA meeting. You know? Now, here's the mother. She's a hero. And what did you do? I drove repeatedly over his skull with my SUV. Why did you do that? Because he stole my baby. And then everybody...
Ah!
You know?
Give this woman an award.
Absolutely. Now, if we looked at the task at hand, if we looked at what this woman did, oh my gosh, that's a horrendous act. But you stole my baby? Totally awesome. She's a hero.
Mm.
Now, this is the truth throughout our society. If you strip it down to the basics. Now, one person is a mass murderer. You know, he takes a rifle and he goes into the city and starts shooting people. He's a sick person. And another person is a war hero. He takes the same type of rifle and he goes into a different city and shoots it up, and he's a war hero. Now, what we need to do is we need to find clarity. And we can do that by diving into society and asking society to set the rules for us. Or we can be a little bit more truthful with ourselves and say murder is murder. It is always wrong. Are you willing to be wrong to enact your will? And what does that mean? That's a dangerous way of thinking, and I'm certain that that's not the way most people want you to think, but it is the truth. I'm not willing to step on anyone, and I'm not willing to kill anyone. But if it means I can get ahead, yes I am. Yes I am. And getting ahead means you're holding my child at ransom? Yes, I will kill you. That's personal desire. That's me being selfish. For instance, if there were 5 men holding my son, I would kill all 5 of them. Now, we know that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. But I don't care about that. I care about my son. What we have to do is we have to get real. Those 5 men, by holding my son, are clay. And I've defined this beast. I know who I am. You have just defined yourselves, those 5 guys, as clay, to be molded into my will. You don't want to be my clay. Right? But they made that promise. Does that make sense?
So what would I have done with the
gosh, man. Every time there's an in and there's a yo. Okay? There's an in and a yo. Ask me what I'd be willing to do to you to hurt you. Very little. Very little. I'd be willing to hurt you enough to teach you martial arts. And that's it. But if you acted the way that Cap C acted, I'd be willing to do so much more.
Yeah.
And I'd be open to do so much more.
So, but what I'm saying is, I am open to do so much more, but I'll end up being locked up.
No, you're not.
I don't know if he has insurance.
You're talking about appeasing like some primordial desire, like some ego or something, like appeasing. Like
I want to break his fucking arm.
Yeah, he hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt him back. That's nonsense.
So what? How would you have treated the situation? How would you have taken what he gave me and molded it?
I thought you were a friend, right? Or I thought you were a friend. First and foremost, I thought you were a friend, and it turns out that you're not. You're an employer. Totally cool. I respect you. I know this role, and I can deal with that role. I've been an employee before, and I have no problem with it. I continually am, so I have no problem with that. And then when he starts taking away the money, wait a second. I don't feel like an employee. He's setting you free of boundaries. There's just different interpretations. How do you wish to look at it? This is the way a warrior looks at it. Oh, cutting my strings. That's what it is. Wait, if you don't pay me, then I don't have to do the job. If I do the job, what am I doing it for? Because I'm not doing it for money. You're manipulating me. That means that I get to manipulate you, and I feel bad about it. You hold the knife to my neck, I don't have any problem stabbing you. You made that promise. He's manipulating you, getting you a little McDonald's, appeasing you with a couple of old shirts. Wonderful. That's wonderful. Then I don't have a problem manipulating you to further my career. Or I don't have a problem manipulating you and your ego. I'll feed your ego so you're my pet.
So
and you do what I say.
So I went too far? Did I go too far in
you
letting him know that he was an ass?
The problem is that you pretended to be something that you weren't.
Yeah.
You pretended to be okay with being stepped on.
Right. I had to get in closer.
But you didn't use them when you got in close.
Well, maybe that's what I need to learn.
Right.
What to do when I'm in close.
You got all this clay.
There. I could have wiped his ass. I was so close.
You got all this clay, but then you were like, "What the hell am I going to do with this clay? I don't like clay." And then you walked away. Mm-hmm. So we need to understand how the great game works. And you were close with this man. And you established a role where he could step on you a little bit, and he could use you. You would do work from him. Originally, you were accepting money. He was going to pay you more, upping your value, and then your value started to depreciate. But you were promised something else that would take the place of money. And that was, he was your boy. He was your friend. He was going to get you to meet people. He was going to get you to established. Mm-hmm. But then he started to burn these bridges. How did he burn the bridge?
Well, he was DJing for one of the producers from New York. Son, his son had a birthday party at Pigpen, and the birthday boy wanted him to play songs for him. And DJ Capsy said, "Okay, I'll do it for you." And I was standing right there, and he never played the kid's songs, and he was very upset with Capsy. So the dad, who was the producer, said he didn't want to do any business with Capsy any longer, which then ruined my opportunity to get in with this producer from New York.
Okay, so that's more clay on the pile. That's more that he owes you. Mm-hmm. But you need to let him know that he owes you. And you need to present that debt in a way that he can pay it off. That he would be motivated to pay it off, that he would need to pay it off to feel okay with himself. If he was really driven by his ego and his presence and who he is, then what you could state is, I know that you've got my back, I know that you've stopped paying, you put it on the table, you haven't paid me much, but you're going to pay me this way, you're going to pay me this way, and I believe in that, and I know that, because I know you're a stand-up guy, and I know your reputation's on the line, and you know that, and I'm just bringing it out into the open, because tonight I witnessed something that was really strange. I witnessed you burn a bridge that I think I needed. In fact, I think that was payment. I think the understanding was that you were going to secure my position, help me to secure my own position, help me to walk my own 2 feet by introducing me to the right people. How am I supposed to walk? How am I supposed to tread water? Am I just supposed to... Wait. You didn't destroy that bridge so that I could just always be your assistant, did you? And you make it personal. And you start this manipulation because it's clay. You mold it however you want to. Now, you could mold it a different way. Capsy, I don't know what we're going to do, man. This was the plan. And now you could come at it so many different ways. But it's time to manipulate, and you need to get paid. You need to be paid with service. That service could come in the form of money. It could come in the form of
trade,
contacts. People that know people that can help you. But this is what we don't do in this country. We don't work for free. And when you devalue yourself, a man like that is going to be a pig in shit. He's going to roll around in it. Yeah!